Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the second show of Beyond the Ordinary, season 32, um, with Suzanne Alexandria. Excuse me. Wow, there's so much moving through y'all today. Um, and we're gonna dive right into this. There's so much to share in today's call. Um, y'all, it's check out the special offer. April, put it in the chat box. You get to have a one-on-one session with Suzanne and so much more. It's priced incredibly, and what Suzanne is transmitting now, it's just next level. So we're gonna get into a special offer later, but if you have a feeling that you want to book it now, I guarantee the work is going to be profound. And we're going to get into your personal empowerment through Akashic Records. And it's the way Suzanne brings in the Akashic Records, and she has this connection. And Suzanne and I have been working closely, and what is she's tapping into and what comes through. Well, recently for us with Mother Mary has been profound, and the synchronicities around that you just can't make up. But then there's these activations of Goddess Isis. And of course, she works with Mary Magdalene and archangels also. And we'll talk about how they're coming in to help heal. But there's a powerful message and an attunement to frequency that allows us to calibrate and to hold even more light within ourselves as we continue to expand. That Suzanne is engendering in a more potent way than ever. And I'm really excited about that today on the call as well. A couple of other things. If you want to ask personal questions, we're going to dive into Q&A. Raise your hand. Suzanne is all up for readings today and attunements. And other than that, y'all sit back, relax, enjoy, and thank you for joining us here on this call on the couch today. Suzanne, welcome.
Thank you, John. Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone.
Mm,
And might I just invoke the light before we really dive
of
in?
course.
Okay, I would just be honored to ask every heart and soul and beloved person who's joining, whether you're here live or in the recording mix, it matters not. Let your heart be touched by the light of the divine in some way, through me, through John, through us, through the angels that hold you. We ask Mother, Father, God to surround all of us in the purest sanctimonious light of the realm of love that's here and there and everywhere. And let each person receive what she or he needs and came for, as we said, like a drop of honey elixir into the body, into the heart space. Tonight's transmission is about the heart, it's about opening, it's about so much more. But what I've been shown to offer is, if you can let your heart open, the temple doors of your heart, your sacred heart, um, let that be the place where you rest your focus and listen to us, because the magic of the elements and the angels will work with you. So that's an invitation for everyone to receive a communion and an attunement and whatever you want to call it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, John, and thanks everyone with us. Hello,
Mm.
hello, hello.
You are so vibrant today. Wow. Um, for a little background for anyone who may be new to Suzanne, it's again, I mentioned Isis and I mentioned Mary and Magdalene. Um, how is it that you're connecting and how are they sharing messages with you? And what is most current with them that they're transmitting through your heart?
Mm. Well, it's been a knowing that I am a messenger of their love for some time now. I work for the realm. I consider myself a channel, really an embodied high priestess of the realm of these ascended beings that are my sisters and brothers and my master teachers. So there's so many ways to look at it, but I really had to own recently. that, I'm here because I said yes to that. And I get that now. I've dabbled in and out with doubt like we all do because it seems so big or weird or whatever. But I know that now, and I'm proud to say that, and I'm proud to say, like, this is one of the things I get to do, which is to bring through, for instance, like this tonight, the messages that your heart, that the hearts of those I work with need can tap into when we have some assistance.
Mm.
So, I mean, in that way, I'm merely like I'm a merely a bridge to my clientele to learn the same truth, whatever it's going to be. So I'm honored to get to the point where I can say they're like my sisters, except of course it's so hallowed, but it's like I have to. Like they're always saying, if you don't own yourself, you're diminishing for all of us in a way. So that's a big thing that I'm coming out within my sessions and my work, because it's like time, your listeners, the people we work with are the same in so many ways. Like we get to own our bigness. We're a big soul having a big experience. So that's how I look at it.
Mm. That makes sense. And not only denying our bigness, but again, denying that love that exists within us, again, that divinity,
Well,
and
yeah. Yeah,
stepping into that. So we call it bigness, and that seems so gargantuan in
you're
different ways.
right.
How can we be that big? But if we really simplify it, Suzanne, it's like it's love, and we get to be that love, and it's even a concept of love that we can barely even begin to understand. But the beautiful part is that we don't have to understand it. We can just be with it. And by being with it, we get to understand it even more.
Yeah.
Um, so it's so
Actually, yeah.
profound,
And that's how we, right, that's how we know it.
right? What has been your biggest challenge in or roadblock in getting to the place like, oh wait, they are my sisters, they are my brothers, we're part of the same
Mm.
light that's being brought through.
Well, this could make me cry, so it's the truth. I always
Hmm.
know that, and I'm not afraid of that anymore. Oh, I guess we'll go into this early on in this show. So some of you might know I had a recurrence of some cancer in my body this starting in November. Well, really starting last year. And I'm in remission, and I'm in this pretty amazing healing place now, with medical care and spiritual care, spiritual light. So there we are with that right away. But I I'll say the quintessential vision that I've had um through this last few months of really being dragged through the depths of like the murky waters of fear of death, literally, and dying, and not doing what I wanted to, and not finishing my work, whatever, not being with my family. I have this vision of me, and often I see the energy of when I work with, or me, as like a layer, like a gorgeous silk um square kind of energy. It's just a representation, but they've been bringing me like my layer, like on a clothesline, blowing in the breeze, getting purified.
Hmm.
That's how I've been shown, is this process of moving out of trauma and cancer cells in my body, and old beliefs. And the thing is, I'm like this, like I'm being carried almost like when a falcon carries a fish in its claws. And
Hmm.
they're doing it with me. Like they are carrying me because I asked to be really rectified and healed and saved and brought out again. Like I've done that many times. And I cannot deny that camaraderie of the sisterhood that's like, okay, we're doing this with you. It's my reality. And it manifests it manifested wholeheartedly. I that message had been told to me, I've been told I'm your sister many times, but it's so hard when you're not feeling worthy, when you're not in the love, when you're in fear or doubt. So it's like I've been washed a new cycle, um, a new wash cycle.
Yeah,
Um,
I think something that you're pointing towards also, and just to bring it to light a little bit, because it's so important. And I think one of the biggest disservices that we do to ourselves is to not ask for help, especially of spirit, of not including them in our plans, of not including that frequency in what we want to create and why.
yeah,
And it fractals out to our other relationships, but that connection of truly being with spirit and asking with humility and for the humble request for reassurance along the way, because my goodness, we're human. We can use reassurance over and over again in a world that's just seems to be turned upside down from its version of truth. But
yeah,
when we get into that space, the miracles do start to unfold and our hearts begin to open. And sometimes we don't remember to ask until something that knocks us on our knees comes into our life. And then it's like, I have no other choice. And now I remember
yeah,
that I get to ask for this grace that was always there, but something had to shake me to a point where I can finally be so humble and innocent and open to receive that I'm allowing it to come through.
yeah, yeah. And I don't want to play like that anymore where I need that. And that's a prayer for others, like get the I don't know the process, but I would consider if there's anyone listening who's on the fence, do it now before you're laying in the mud like I was. I don't know that I could have avoided it. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, John, when you realize it's all here, I mean, it's this constant state of grace that I just hadn't, I've known and I've dabbled in it. But because now again for me, because I have carried so much trauma, I'm just going to say this is just my journey of replacing every bit of the old calloused beliefs, which, like you said, this world is mired in it. And if you step out your door very, on any given day, you can see it. So yeah, but let's just say every moment and make this the moment. There's an offering to say, oh yeah, I forgot that. Okay, I need you. I need you. Whatever I need you. God, divine love, brothers and sisters, angels, come
And
in,
yeah,
show.
and from that you're working to manifest with your guides.
Yeah,
It's just you're walking hand in hand. It's not this other, I've got to do it until I'm so desperate for help I might include. It's like you
yeah,
truly are in that place of co-creation
yeah.
uh, with divinity.
Pure and in it. Then
Mhm.
you're steeped in it. Yeah. Do you know, I have to say, I can't even believe I'm going to share this on publicly, but I will. When I got that news in November, I wasn't going to tell anyone because I was so ashamed.
Mm.
you like imagine? And so I would have forfeited all the love that I am receiving from everywhere. Like even in comments, thank you. I feel your love you are sending, Carrie and others. Like I was not going to say anything because I was ashamed. And I was going to do it alone. And that was a thought for a few days, for a couple weeks. And I can't even believe that me, I had to love her so much back to, hey, and our work has been very, very instrumental. Like it's okay to receive.
Hmm.
Hey, you can receive and you are worthy. I am worthy just by being me. And I can't even believe that there was that part of me thinking I had to do it alone and that there should be shame associated with any of that.
Well, what you're speaking to, I believe, is very real for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So thank you for speaking your truth about that, because I bet a lot of y'all can relate to the potential of that, if not the reality of it, in your life somehow. And also, there's just such a big carrying in the empathic nature that so many of us, again, on this call carry, that we don't want to be a burden to other people. They're taking on so much on their own. We don't want to bother other people. And then the part of it, we're so used to doing it alone because we had to get used to doing it alone because we're all journeying through different types of abandonment wounds in
Yeah.
different ways. So when things like this come up, it's
Yeah.
Spirit is so graceful in the way that comes in. It's like, let me show you how you've never truly been alone. If you open to the grace of asking for assistance and allowing us to penetrate you,
Yeah.
will guide you into not only how beautifully you are received and held, but
Yeah.
what's available to you while you're still in human form.
I would
Yeah.
have missed this. I would have missed that part.
Yeah.
Mhm. And it was a moment of like, oh my gosh, my friends and my coaches have already done so much. And now this, that was what was going on in me. And I'm like, I can't bother them. They've done enough. And every one of them only wanted and showed me wanted to show me that they were still here for this.
Hmm.
And of course, I know in my heart that's how I also am and would be for any one of you all, in my world. So it was real, like you said. I'm glad we touched on that because maybe that can pop away if tonight, if there's anyone with that seismic holding of shame of receiving love. Because in the end, that's what I learned. It's okay to receive love and grace and help.
Hmm.
It makes life all the better.
It's beautiful. And in that, the inspiration that you bring in through the way that, and we're gonna get into this, y'all. We're gonna get to Isis, we're gonna get into Mary. There's messages that are coming through. We're gonna take live Q&A, so y'all raise your hands because Suzanne's gonna be open for that also. The link for her private sessions are in the chat box. April will type it in there later. And Suzanne, you're not leaving this legacy that you've been building, and we've talked about your legacy that you've been building. Your why behind it, which is another story. I don't think we need to get into that now, which is beautiful, and you and I tapped into it in so many different ways. Um,
So beautiful, right?
oh, and you're bringing in a transmission through the way that you relate to and teach the Akashic records for people. Tell us a little bit more about
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you. Okay, so I am a bringer of a new way of utilization of access of the connection that each one of you has with your Akashic records. That's fundamentally what I am here for right now in my main experience. And I'm guided and shown and have some significant expertise now in way and this goes like especially with the archangel realm because they help govern this realm of the soul. And fundamentally, it's a fascinatingly organized structure. And I've come to see that as above, so below means the structure that we have here on Earth is such a reflection of a very highly organized structure in parts of the universe, like, and in the records of the soul, literally our library system, and think of all the fun libraries of Oxford and everywhere. It's like that. That's a reflection of what's up there. And so I've been tapped into that realm. I even had a temporary, my first job in college in a library in the bowels of the library,
Mhm.
going through it. So anyway, I teach sisters and brothers of the light, therapists, practitioners, and empaths and professional women and men out in the high level in the workforce to tap the soul construct. Because when you can learn to literally be in the field of that and manipulate it, it's a lot faster to transpose yourself. It's a lot faster to transform yourself. And there's different ways. Lots of teachers will teach this. This is my way where you're rewriting your source code when you're in the temple with Isis. So with our work, it's priestess held, priest held. Isis is the governess of the realm that holds it for my work through me. And we're taken into this open, vast like a temple communion space, always in a pyramid structure. And she helps you through my session work and my courses get to like quickly dissolve the old energy and an old framework and rewrite yourself. And that's the thing where you take the pen in your hand literally and rewrite a new chapter, rewrite new decrees and codes. And then it has to take time to matriculate into the human human life. But it's literally like what we say, rewriting your book of your life, rewriting your code. It happens very magically. And so for instance, just again to bring it back to my experience, I was in that place back in November, big time, with the just bearing my heart to God, saying, I don't want this to be my time to go. And I was rewriting my path. And I had to do that and choose the way I wanted my path to go, because it could have gone a lot of ways. And then flash forward to 2 months, this is where I am because I made decisions in the field and they are every moment helping me execute it. And that's what I teach. So it's, I teach practitioners to do that for yourselves. And then like right now, my work is a lot is with therapists, especially who are learning to do this in their sessions with clients. So doing readings, but bringing it mainstream is my love and joy now. So that hopeful, if anyone has questions, I can clarify, but that's how we're making it really, really real. And I've got a new book. Anyone who gets a session this through this offer is going to get our new book written with a sister, Jennifer Smallwood, who's a therapist who's been integrating the techniques into her client work, and It's just phenomenal. What we can make change happen a lot faster, fundamentally, than from the core.
Is this something that's going to come up in the private sessions if people choose to take you up
Yep.
on your offer as well? You're going to tap into the Akashic and
Yep.
rewrite source code as part of that also?
They will be that. Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Unless
That,
you want something else, but that's the plan. And like all week, my sessions have been very clearly that. And so, yes, that's what they are. So it's for you if you're so I was thinking earlier, if you're at a choice point, if you're at a decision tree point, if you got a new project, if you're not sure, if you want to know what's next, if you want to make a change, it's that's kind of underlying. Come for a 1 hour with with the light, and we will reset that. Then the work is staying open and watching for the miracles and staying in alignment, and doing your part. Because I now do my part every day to make that manifest. So it's that's the co-creation, right? That
co-creation, again, we get to access different harmonics and vibration that we're able to maintain through that rewriting. And as we're able to maintain it, our action taking ability into more of that has a stronger foothold, and we can acclimate to more and we can climb higher, if you will. And it's not about being in a particular place and being there. It's really discovering the journey through. And in that journey, for me, as
yeah,
you journey, what no longer serves has to naturally fall off. But as we acclimate, what no longer serves has to come up so we can come out.
yeah,
And so knowing how to navigate that with the grace of what you're
yeah,
speaking about, um, and so empowered, and then realizing that what comes up isn't even something that we have to be afraid of. It's like it's a gratitude. It's like, wow, this is like I get
yeah,
to let this gets to mature in a way that it didn't get to before. It's an opportunity for all of me
yeah.
awakening. What's more beautiful and exciting than that?
Yeah. And I candidly used to fight that tooth and nail, John. Like I used to hate that it was I want to always I still have points where I want it to be one and done, but I'm not like that anymore. I realized the experience, the mantra I was given is that it's the journey is a spiral. And so, you've helped me. Your show has helped me with that too. Just come into, yeah, this is how it is. This is how I live. It is for me anyway.
Yeah.
Because every time I'm brought through, it's better.
Mhm.
That
Well,
no.
yeah. And what I'm discovering, more and more so, I've been aware where my spirituality has been my preference, not my spirituality. So as long as it was good for me, it's like just get rid of this because
Yeah.
it is good. This is the
Yeah.
bad thing. Get rid of this and everything is good. And it's like that's not spirituality. That's preference. That's allow me to live uh
Yeah.
what I think is convenient for me. And again, there's a humility and a faith that arises
Hmm.
from really following our true spiritual path, which
Yeah.
can't deny itself and can't deny aspects of
Yeah.
ourselves that we would rather condemn. It all gets to come up with us.
Yeah. And that's where it gets to the soul's choices, right? Like I had to get clear that that was what I chose. And that part of it is part of what I'm here for. We're bringers. Everyone here is a paradigm shifter. Look at the comments. They're
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
me too. We're shifting something so old and raggedy. And now I love it and I own like we're in this badassery in a way,
Mhm.
like the magician and the wizard, I finally got that. Like, okay, for me, again, getting back to my soul truth, that's part of why I'm here. Like so
We're not denying ourselves like we used to. We were denying our connections. We were denying our bigness. We were denying our power, and we're denying our need for connection in ways that we have to have it. It's like we're all connected, so it's just so beautiful what you're bringing through. I want to get into Q&A in a minute, and we're going to go through a special offer, y'all. It's a private session and so much more. We'll go to that in a little bit. April, put the link in the chat box one more time if you would, please. And before we go into all of that, Suzanne, I'm aware that there was a transmission or messages that Isis was bringing in for the audience and for healers
Mhm.
specifically. And if it's still alive in you, I'd love it if you could share.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I will gladly. I invite everyone to open to bask under the wings of Isis. This is her behind us. Her wings are this massive umbrella where she shields at this moment, she shields us from the potentialities of the risk of dawning what is here for us. And if you so trust that her love is so vast that her wings are this force that she knows who she is. And she says, these are my enlightened ones seeking something at this moment. And she's just like casting away any dark. And that's just something, those are just like gremlins, like doubt and fear. So first of all, that's one message from her that you can trust if you want to start to connect with her and you're not connected at all in that way. She teaches us to be that and to know that we can sit under her wings anytime and be in this hallowed space. So with that, she calls you to the temple right now, right here, like we started. It's a communion to know yourself, know thyself. Her biggest I see a emerald gem at her heart space. Her heart is held for you to know who you are. And that has always been the truth of her transmissions through me. And when I can know myself and be a clear vessel, I can pierce with her places in others where there's just a holding. So let yourself unfurl like a hot air balloon. Like let some sandbags off today of you, so that you let go. There's a total opening. It's 124:24. And she says, like, we will cut off sandbags of dense holdings right now for you, because you're here. So that's here. It's happening. You just say yes if you're wanting that, and know yourself. So that's in the vein of these readings. Now we can go into readings. It's with her and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene and anyone else. How can we help you know yourself, your truth? That's our offer. Thank you.
Mm,
Ooh.
that's beautiful.
Mm,
Want to sit and swirl in that for a second.
yeah,
Sit and swirl in that for a second.
I see some beautiful faces I know.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, isn't that the gift right now for you? It's I knew the 24/24 day portal was so special that I got to be here on this day with that number. And let's go to the truth of you, she says.
Beautiful.
When you do that, you make it better for John and me and everyone else. That's
Oh,
the thing. We all rise.
so beautiful. You know what? I want to get into Q&A, and before we do that, y'all, what Suzanne is bringing through, again, it's the Akashic economy, what she's tuning into. Akashic economy, did I say that really?
That's cool.
I love the economy also. That makes sense.
It does. It's a transaction. It's a place where transactions help. I mean, happen. So and help.
Well,
Wow.
we laugh about it, but I am of the utmost understanding that where we derive value from and how we will do exchange in the future will shift from pure monetary value on what we can give and receive in order to sustain, and where the consciousness, the types of consciousness that's being shared here and that you all are opening to is going to drive the new economy.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. This
I love
just to me, it's the manifestation of this on earth. And it is an economy, it's a network. It is no longer all for one, it's one for all for all. And yeah, I love that word. I think you just created something new.
that. If someone else has it, well, blessings to them also. That I'm happy to be a conduit for whatever's rippling in the field in this way. Hey, y'all, click on the link in the chat box. It'll take you to Suzanne's special offer. I want you to have the opportunity to book a reading with her and to get these other opportunities to dive deeper into her work and community. Um, so beautiful. And again, what Suzanne is expanding through right now is just such a potent agent for what's available. Uh, so as y'all click on the link in the chat box, you can always open up a new browser by going to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Suzanne32. And if you're watching this on the replay link, if the special offer button isn't on that page, look at on the bottom of the video and you'll find a link in the comments section. And you'll be able to find the link so that you can access on the replay the special offer as well. Suzanne,
By
I'm
the
gonna,
way, I want to just add, um, oh, we're gonna see it. Okay, good. Sorry.
what were you gonna add?
Well, it's readings plus 2 months in my community.
I know that's why I said
Yeah,
it's free plus
okay.
something else. So I want you to share, Suzanne, what everybody's going to get when they participate with you.
Yeah. One of my favorite hours of the week is Thursday afternoons at 3 Eastern. And I see Sarah made a comment. She's in that group. Some of you others are. Eileen has been. So I want the new year to kick off with communion. And so if you get a reading, you're getting also for free 2 months of that. Normally it's $22 a month. And I just love all the light that you all used for these. And so that's the place where you come to the fountain and keep taking sips. And like, because we got to put this change into practice. You got to walk the walk when you decide, when you decree a new way, you got to do your feet have to march the path in a way, right? And it's that's what I finally get. Like I claimed wholeness and a healed state back in November. And I saw breast cancer BRCA2 dissolve in me, right? But now I'm doing things that are a manifestation of that. And my body is swirling and catching up with that cohesion I chose in consciousness in the records. So for instance, that's what will happen. You want a new paradigm, a new relationship, a new project, a new job, letting go. It takes moxie to change the patterning of the everyday. Usually, now it can happen instantaneously, but the support is for that and so much more. I always channel people, participate and receive, and you get recordings like it's part of my Alexandria library.
Part of the library. And again, this is the bonus on top of the readings. It's not a bonus, it's part of the special offer. So we have that, the participation on the Thursday calls, the full access to the Thursdays with Spirit recordings. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, so I'm giving you the recordings from this past year. There's like 50, and then also the new ones that are created now. So
Awesome.
You can always have a dose of us on a walk or
And
whatever.
and the
Yeah.
piece de resistance is the 1 hour deep dive reading, y'all, with Suzanne for this is amazing. And again, what comes through, it could be Mary, it could be Isis, it's heart to heart wisdom. There's cohesion and resonance that comes through, and again, the rewriting,
Mhm.
the resourcing the code and the Akashic that becomes possible, Suzanne.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you
Powerful.
want to know what I see it? I want to tell you how I see it. If you all watched The Lord of the Rings, it's kind of hard not to if you live on the planet. And you know the ring, when it lights up with a fire script, like the script lights up inside, that's what I see now as going down our core code. It looks like that. Your pillar of light, to me, I see it like that. And it's right now the work is deeply integrating your pure source code. And so that's why if you feel a call to rewrite something, this will help you plan that. Master architect, they're saying. Be the architect that says yes to your soul's repatterning. This will help facilitate and help you understand. You're doing it now, listening to this. But if you want some help understanding, the processing is what we're mastering, I think, and teaching lots of us.
Mm, beautiful. All right, y'all. The link's in the chat box. If you're watching on the replay, it's in the comments section, or beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Suzanne32 is the link. And with that, Suzanne, can we start taking some Q&A?
Let's do.
Some
Yes.
readings. Let's do some readings, y'all.
Awesome.
This is gonna be fun. Lisa, let's start with you. Welcome to the call.
Hello to both of you, and thank you for taking my call. Suzanne, I wanted to ask you if you could help me see or slash understand my blockage that I have to understand slash see my purpose.
Mhm. Okay. Let's go, Lisa. Okay.
Okay.
So if you'll close your eyes with me, Lisa, and anyone else, these questions can be for everyone. If you'll hold a torch in one hand and a sieve in the other, please. Isis brings in all the ancient teachings, and teaches us to do this for ourselves. So you're in a place where you need to take your left hand with a sieve and chop away just some detritus, like the wheat stalks, the corn stalks. And you've asked to see what's the block. We'll help you with this because you came here tonight. So holding the torch, I'm seeing you being afraid to like literally, if you have a torch in your right hand, you're to put that directly into your mouth like a flame eater. And you're afraid that your own fire will burn you. And you're keeping it outside of yourself. So for you, Lisa, and anyone else this might resonate for, it's like you're holding it out here instead of realizing you could put that flame in your mouth like a fire eater, and it will extinguish the fear. Like it's only fear that keeps you holding it out there. So let us help you assimilate back into your body, in your root chakra and your sacral chakra. Well, all of your chakras. You could maybe feel it. We're gonna deepen your own soul. Like, frankly, your soul is just afraid to what we're talking about, to be here, to be here. And it needs to be in your body. So right now they're helping you. It's like a suction. Bring her back in, down, especially in your sacral,
Mhm.
your creation, your creatrix center.
Mhm.
That's what, so many of us have had that. So if you'll let your daily practice be a practice to say, I'm empowered. I let myself be empowered and shown how to be the creatrix that I'm here to be.
Mhm.
Then this is what we're talking about. I hope you'll join me, let the Thursday weekly calls help you. That's your repatterning. So it's a matter of daily drinking in your own truth
Mhm.
and letting her, your goddess essence, take her throne in literally in your womb, where you need to root her down. Okay, so it's yeah, that's it. Yeah, I know that resonates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it happen. So you've just been shown. I know you're feeling it, and let it matriculate with the mother light.
Mhm. Got it. Got
Okay.
it. Thank you.
It's powerful medicine.
It is.
Allow
And
it.
yeah, and I saw as soon as I put the torch into my mouth, there's really nothing to be afraid of.
No, it's an illusion.
Yeah.
And it's time. That's why you're here tonight. It's time to
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
Mm.
Thank you.
And what a great message for a dragon year. And it's so alive in that potency of what we can breathe in and out
Yeah, I forgot that.
through
Yeah.
that fire and root it in. And
Yeah.
why, Suzanne? Why do we root in? Why do we dare express this? Why have we even been given this capacity?
Yeah. We asked for it. We came for that, right? So many
Asked for it.
reasons.
We asked for it, we came for it, and it's that power is a gift from the divine.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's a gift. It's a
Been
gift
awesome.
of love, and it's
Yeah.
an honor to receive that love. And it's a
Yeah.
blessing as we have those gifts, as we fill our own cup with it, that we can't help but to give from our overflow to others.
Mhm. Sid, yeah.
When we know who we are and why we are in truth,
Hmm.
when we know the foundation of our expression being love, of service, of innocence, of truly wanting to help.
Hmm.
And how can we even stay in fear of who we be? Maybe
Yeah.
we're feared that we might not be received, and that's an abandonment wound. That's something else. But it's not the power of who we're, it's not the truth of why we want to express and are afraid to express and are learning that we can't hold it back anymore.
Yeah. That dragon, taming the dragon, um, and letting her reign in you. I'm seeing the direct result, like your tree of life right now, everyone doing this. There's new roots in everyone's womb space right now. I'm seeing that. It takes a mighty heart to tame the fear, but that's what the dragon brings, and the dragon brings conscious evolution and compassion beyond recognition
Mhm.
when you say yes. Mm, wow.
Dragon can't help but to be the dragon. Just
Yeah.
can't help anything else
Yeah.
and doesn't want to
Burn,
be anything
burn what is.
else. All right, Lisa, your job is to figure out what color dragon you want to be. Thank you for being on the call.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And yes, I actually already know.
I figured.
I've seen it. It's ginormous.
Awesome. Awesome. Go play with that dragon and share it with the world,
Yep.
please. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being on the call.
Bless
Thank you.
you.
Bless you too.
Allison wrote in, she says, Suzanne, I've been practicing acupuncture for 32 years, burnt out and feel blocked to know what to do. Can you help?
Okay.
Or can you share? Yeah.
Okay, this is Mother Mary. Allison, okay. You're at a juncture where the old paradigm, like we're talking about, it's like you're standing on top of a big box that would represent the paradigm of the framework, almost like um a cityscape building. You're standing on top like this, and you've held it together in a very masculine world. Now, this is true for many of us, all of us too. You've been that. You've been a force, a force of um Isis, a Wonder Woman, doing it the way we were trained. Not to make it wrong, but in the old masculine structure, like a city, metal city. And there's an importance to calling it that. So if you'll let yourself melt down quick, like now, so you're already on top of it. And the secret is it's like to let yourself melt down into nothingness so that you can open widely. So you're not like holding the structure this way, you're open widely to serve from pure sustenance of the divine feminine. Inanna is the goddess. For you, Inanna Rahma comes as a calling to call the goddess into your presence, to call your own goddess self to merge in your body. You know, tonight this is so much about an integration. And so for you to let it be already happening by continuing to melt. So a lot of time just sitting and processing for the next few days would actually be the best medicine, to be shown how to, you just need to be shown how to do it in the new way, like in the new light of you. So I dare say, like on this portal, that's a call for all of us too. Like let yourself off let yourself melt and be reborn. It's not going to be a long process. If you start it with a concerted effort tonight into the weekend, you'll be on your path to being like that. It's just the time. It's time for that, to let her, all caps, show you the new pathways.
Beautiful. I'm seeing and feeling a theme here, and I'll share later as this continues.
Okay, good.
There's
Yeah.
a powerful theme that that seems to be occurring right now. So Allison says thank you, by the way. All right, let's continue with our next caller. Carol S., welcome to the call.
Thank you, and you are so right about the theme. I am currently working to get certified in the emotional freedom technique. So I kind of a twofold question. If you can maybe look into my Akashic record to see where I may have in another lifetime done something similar. And I do have some doubts as to how effective I can be, because I haven't suffered major trauma in my life. And then I guess a three-part question, is there a guide or angel or someone I can call on to join me in my sessions? Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you, Carol. Um, I'm taken to a time long ago when you were here in this life and you were standing at the bank of a creek and you were casting pebbles in it and you were wondering what your path would be. And at the time, you were young, you were 7 years old, and you were wondering what life held. And that's a representation of where you are at this moment. And we can tell you that you wouldn't be here where you are without the processes you've gone through. And it doesn't matter. We don't want everyone to have trauma. It doesn't matter. If stop that, that's a story. When you live in the space of the open heart, you get everything you need. So as you move into this training, again, going back to the invocation today, open the heart of your temple, because your soul, she's got all the mastery you need in that work. So you don't have to call on a cadre of trauma like I do. I did, some of us had that. I don't care. You don't have to. Your soul is the master and you become her. So you've got all the tools you need. If you will just stop the story about that and go full on into this training, then and I could support you. Get my package and you'll have 2 months with me. We'll get you on some badass manifesting because it's all here for you. And don't let story get in the way. Again, you're called to that service, right? You are highly called to that high service. Obviously, you're a healer soul. You wouldn't be here if you weren't, taking that class and all of that. So just again, ride your dragon. I see you riding a red dragon right now, whatever that means. Okay.
Thank
Archangel Gabriel guides you.
Oh,
Bring
you.
God Gabriel in every moment for now to Gabriel helps to bring messages through.
Okay.
What you need. So ask and get a pen out and write what messages come.
Oh, wonderful.
And then you'll do that in your sessions. You can do that. Long ago, I used to ask the angels before every session, what's a message that I would give them? And I would write it on paper and give it to them. It was their Reiki prescription, I called it. And so you could do that.
Okay. Fantastic.
Practice, yeah.
Thank you.
You're an oracular, use your oracular channel to bring the wisdom that your clients need. All you have to do is say, my heart is in service as that, period.
Period. I love that.
Yeah.
And the theme's continuing, by the way, the patterns. So thank you, Carol. It's beautiful.
I don't know the theme. I can't wait till you
I
tell
will
me.
point it out in a little while. You're in channel mode. It's like, but I'm paying attention, which is wonderful. And something that I want to bring some compassion and heart resonance to. Y'all, whenever we're in our story, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna shake out of my story. And that can be a hard thing to do sometimes, to shake out of the story, right? It's just, and it can even subconsciously feel like a reprimand,
Yeah.
like I'm doing something wrong. And to understand that part of our story, the ego's serving us, but the ego, the mind in that way has two functions. It's here to remind us how we're separate from everything and that there's always a big problem to solve. And we can recognize and see that within the ego, we can hold it. in a way where we can have compassion for the ego as we understand and open our hearts to the grace that really lives inside of us. And it's through the grace for self and the ego mind that we can understand its why. And we can move and grow with it together. So if we know that, hey, these blocks are coming up and these fears are coming up and these problems are coming up and I don't know, hold your ego and know, oh, I know you're doing really well. You're functioning to let me know that I'm separate, that I can't trust my heart. It's not safe. And that there's a big problem I need to solve. And if I don't solve it, something horrible is going to happen.
Yeah.
We just get to rest in that and allow the intelligence of everything to inform us rather than that safety mechanism that has to be there because that's what we've been entrained to do. And we're
Yeah.
retrained in different ways. So
Yeah. I really appreciate you bringing that in because it's one thing to say, just do it. And the doing is that balance of going back back and forth, doing and,
acclimate. Mhm.
and letting it happen. Yes. Thank you for
And
all of
part of it also is putting ourselves in an environment that there's an authentic support, not a bypassing support. You
Right.
can do anything and whatever and blah blah. It's like, and then there's a field that can actually hold you as you're navigating it,
Yeah.
seeing you in your light, seeing you in your darkness, allowing both to emerge as they may need to, but holding a vibrational expression that you're attuning to. So that expression of your soul that's ready to emanate has the canvas to do it on.
Yeah.
So there's a lot coming through.
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful combination. You know, it is that it's the cycle
Yeah.
and rest and recovery after making choices
Oh.
is how we all have to work. It's our nature. So gosh, thank you. I appreciate that so much, John. Thanks for.
Yeah, thank you. And Carol, thank you for bringing it in for all of us. And blessings on your journey with that and all the healing that you're opening your heart to for other people to receive. And my wish for you is that you receive as much as you give, if not more.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Let's continue. We're going to get to a lot of Q&A, y'all. We're moving. It's like time is moving just perfectly for us, so we can get to a lot of calls and questions. So Jody, let's go to you now. Let's get you to unmute, please. And what is your question for Suzanne?
I
don't have. Hi, Suzanne. I don't have a question. I really don't. Okay. I'm starting to do the work that I've done for years, which is helping women grow and love themselves and connect with their child, all the things that I've been experiencing and working on in myself all these years. But I feel like there's more, and so I don't know. What do you see? Why else am I here? You know, I just, that's kind of it, I guess.
Okay. Mary Magdalene comes through for you, Jody. The state of wonder is where you're best. And one of your biggest gifts is to bring to help those women you work with to know a state of wonder. In a sense, that's your true nature. And you and I have done some work together, and I know how free you are to like be in this flow that John just elucidated so well. So the state of wonder, that's like your passport in a way. Your card carrying emblem is a state of wonder, and it hasn't always felt like that. But if you will esteem yourself a healer of broken hearts, this is from the Magdalene. And if you'll esteem yourself one who can transfer from your open heart to hers the feeling and the knowing that there's a profound healing and magic elixir found in the state of wonder. So that you can go in to work with women like that, like, I wonder what's ahead for me. So we're posing that to you for your own wonder. We're not going to prescribe anything else tonight, because it's actually who you are, to wonder how can we have a better life or place or experience or world. So when we would encourage you, actually, I'm seeing literally a piece of like a handout that you have for your clientele with some questioning about that, to help them start to journal and understand. I wonder what my soul wants. I wonder what God wants for me. I wonder what I chose. I wonder why I'm here. Those questions through you're it's like a drop of honey into her consciousness and her heart that will inspire her to like go out there to the beach and the river and be like, why am I here? That's what they need to do. You have a magic pen that can help them write those questions. So question for you in conscious inquiry is what you can give to her. Very practical message today for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Jody, thank you for coming on. It's wonderful to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank
Yes,
you.
of course. All right, let's continue on. Derek had a question. So earlier, when you were reading, you told the call, I forget who it was, he wants to know when you said let her, capital HER, what you mean by that.
Yeah, I saw that. I meant to respond. Hi, Derek. So all caps HER, just the HER, that's referring to like the original goddess and the original mother goddess light that is part of our reality. So putting that in all caps, that's a way I understand something I can barely understand, but I have a framework now that, there's Father God and Mother God, and they're one. It's one, but somehow there's a goddess awakening me. That's her. And I am that, and I'm all. And I call her Inanna. And if you look up the most ancient rock stone carving of goddess that ancient human civilizations had, that very voluptuous woman, she's called like Venus. She has a German name. That's an image I'm shown often of that essence. That's my interpretation. I mean, it's the mother of all, whatever, however it is. I'm sharing my understanding candidly, but open to her, because we're assimilating it all right now. And it's my path to show a way that I'm shown to do that with the angelics and with the earth mother.
Beautiful. Well, the theme continues. I love this. Again, I'll share later the pattern. So strong. And I want the proof to keep revealing itself, and it has been so far. So I'm giggling inside. I have the secrets that only I know can share. Some of y'all may be noticing also, so I won't necessarily claim it upon myself. It's again, I'm going to take a lot more callers, y'all, but I want to take this question from Caroline, which is for everybody. Caroline's asking, is anything coming through for myself and us healers for the next step?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So when they take me right to like star charts, astrology charts, if you aren't aware right now, there's a conjunct with Pluto and Aquarius. They said go right to that, Suzanne, because I've been talking about this week. We are in a time, it was astrologically just a few days ago, like 20th, 21st, 22nd, but it's here. I could speak to this with all my cells in my body. This time that we just entered in that part of the astrology happens every 243 years. And the last time it happened, there was a French Revolution and an American Revolution. And I've been posting a bit about this on online. And so if you look where Aquarius sits in your house, which house it is in your chart, that's where the next 20 years for you healers, you're going to have a revolution. And Mary is saying, go look it up, find what that is, and follow your heart's desire, because the revolution is in you. Like that's destined to open you into a vast newness. So you can trust that the universe then is conspiring to open a portal in you. And if you'll allow us to show you this truth, look that up, get clear, and then even start a vision board charting what is that for you. Like, you guys, I can't make it up. For me, it's in my house where my health is. So I know my health is fine. Like, like another confirmation. So go look that up there. They're actually saying do that first, then go in and make some new plans, make a timeline, download a timeline from yourself. What's this going to mean for my house of whatever, job or romance? Because that's going to be something that fortifies you. That's a personal revolution you came for. And that's obviously going to contribute to the collective. Oh, I like that answer.
When that message is coming through, is that coming through Mary or Isis or Magdalene? And how can you tell the difference?
That's the Magdalene. When someone really taps into the healer, so that question was for the healers. And Mary Magdalene is my guide for the Healers Academy that I operate. And there's a lineage of Magdalene sisters in spirit that come through in my big program, my Akashic Records program, that attune clients to their healer giftings, like your tool belt, your tools. And so that's one of the activations series that I do in my premier program, Akashic Records for Healers and Therapists. So when there's something like that for all healers, she's right there. She's my guide, showing me what to teach as far and to open for you all. And so I know them by lots of ways. A lot is the color, and it's the color I see for each of the angels is my biggest easy guide.
Love that. We're going to go on to more questions, more calls. I'm going to get to a lot of y'all still. I promise there's still so much more time. April, one more time, put the link for the special offer in the chat box. Again, if you're listening to the replay, the link is in the comment section. Y'all, 1-hour session with Suzanne and Isis will probably come in, going into Akashic, rewriting source code, getting these transmissions to hold that vibrational attunement. There's so much that occurs. Y'all take advantage of it. It's $147 for everything, including the recorded calls from the past, the live calls that are coming up that you have access to. It's a beautiful, generous offer. And I'm excited for those of y'all who say yes and participate in that. All right, let's continue. Pat, let's go to you. You're in the field so strongly.
I hope that's the Pat George, not another Pat.
Yes,
Is it me?
yes. Pat George, welcome.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much for taking my call. I was recently told that I have been gathering up treasures for years and years, and it's time now for me to share. And I would like to know if you have some inkling as to how I'm supposed to do that, or how I should best do that.
Okay. This is Mother Mary and Isis. How to share will be the outcome of a series of inquiries. They're very practical tonight, and that's actually usually how my readings are. You get homework, and it's like class. So we want you to take a piece of paper over the next, this weekend, and draw 6 squares, make it 6 squares, and place the most highly volatile tools, which are gifts or services that you offer, one in each square, because you're not grounded in the totality of what you offer. One of the things is, as a collector of lots of tools and ways, this is true for so many of us. You forget, like you've been adding, like you said, to your vast repertoire for a decade, your whole life. So we want you to see on a piece of paper the top 6 highly defined abilities you've got. Now, again,
I'm not even quite sure of what those are.
So sit with it and start to play with that. That's your task, because that's got to be clear before you can be able to be shown from us, hey, Pat, here's a class offering, or here's what you could do with it. Now, if you want to do a reading and get in my group, we can work on that too. But that's the call. All of us have to know our gifting and let it kind of matriculate. The way I'm seeing it is that you sit in your morning meditation with those squares and ask what goes in these squares, and your soul and your team allow them to come through and pen that for you, with you. But it's got to come through you. It's, like what Jody said, it might surprise you. Jody's is a gift of inquiry and wonder. So it doesn't have to be EFT. Be open to title it, what are my gifts? Show me, I'm ready. Because from that foundation, then you build your line of service. And I would be honored to help you with that.
Okay, thank you.
Pat, I'm curious, when you were told that it's time for you to share your gifts, did they tell you what gifts they were?
No, it was a person that I was having a session with saw my spirit animal being a pelican, scooping up treasures through the ocean, along the ocean, and bringing it. And I'm assuming, and I've been told that I need to speak my truth and I need to open my voice. And so I'm thinking that pelican with the big mouth, that's me supposed to be, releasing those treasures with my voice. So somehow.
Start with that and your blank slate and ask, okay, got that. Like I do this with dreams. Okay, I got that, but what does that really mean? And then I do the same thing. Like, so start even to write that down, that vision, and let it, for you, writing, they're saying writing is it's really helpful. It connects your heart and your consciousness. So start to write like, okay, what does this mean practically? That's a nice visual. I love it. Does it mean I dip into the heart of my client and help her get the treasures, and I bring it forward for her?
Well, I don't have clients. I don't have a business. So
Right.
I'm assuming it's like I'm a substitute teacher. I sing in the church. I'm thinking, and just talking with people. That's all I'm saying right now. Maybe there's something else. I don't know. But thank you. I will
Yeah.
start there.
I can't wait to hear.
It's good to see you, Pat. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
All right, let's continue. I'm going to
Welcome,
reveal
Susan.
what I keep seeing because it's still there. We'll continue in different ways. But let's continue. We still have time for a few more calls here. Donna, let's go to you. Welcome to the call. And there
Hi,
you
thank you. Every person has answered the next question that's come into my mind. It's just miraculous that happens. And Caroline, it's just everything you're saying is so resonant. And my mom was Caroline, which is very special to me. So my question really is about, I feel so open. Archangel Michael has walked me through a lot of male energy crap stories that I've accumulated, and they're gone. And I really feel like they're gone. They're not forgiven. It's not even a story anymore.
Mm,
It's I've been able to embrace my own male energy without anger. And I feel like the Akash has been rewritten all the way back through lifetimes, through planetary, that's so healed. I don't even want to say the word healed because it refers to a wound. So my
right.
question now is, I feel like I am so wide open, connected to this earth experience from so far above, and I feel like it's feminine energy. And every question has been about that, and you are about that. So I'm happy to be here, but I have receiving has always been a foreign place for me. How to receive without ego, without pretense, without mask, without, and um, and it's clearly embracing a feminine energy. And I just want any guidance that you can give me about that. And
Mm,
it is the architect of what I'm writing for my future. I'm 60, I'm going to be 65 years old. So it's the third chapter,
yeah. Who
third
knows
act.
more, girl? Okay. All right. Well, so would you say your question is how to receive
And
or
from who? I mean, I have a dragon. His name is Zeke. I've had him since I'm a child, and it is definitely a sometimes male female energy. So I'm ready to ride. We do that well, but it's a whole new world.
Yeah, let's
A
see what
whole-
Suzanne's bringing into this as far as
so
messages about receiving. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So Donna, for you specifically, Archangel Uriel is your master overlight recommendation for now for this journey into oneness and receiving. So for everyone, oneness, in the space of oneness is our best cohesive place to be in, to be away from resistance. So the call, based on your question for all, is how can I sync myself today in the field of oneness, of glory, of love, of surrender? And that's a practice put forward for you. See yourself as a chalice, like a gorgeous chalice like this for everyone. There's so many messages about like wake up and sit and assimilate, surrender as one with all. When we are in that perfect space in ourself, there is nothing else. And we are in a place to let it come in. And, you know, going back to what John was saying in the beginning, there is infinite grace then that can be moved into our being, and that can flow in and become us. That's the most empowered way to be in allowance of and receive with grace, divine grace as your communion wafer, if you will. So contextually, all Archangel Uriel, did I say Uriel? They're both here. Uriel comes to say, ask me, Uriel comes to say, ask me to help your body systems and your light like root down on the earth in your body in the morning, noon and night, whenever, but in the oneness codes. Literally, it will start to activate in you oneness codes. And in that space, like we were saying, there's almost always, there's just allowance. There's a buffet to choose from.
Thank you so much.
Donna, thank you for calling in.
That question, I'm grateful for that.
So
Think,
beautiful.
sit in the morning with us, they say.
Right, y'all, we're gonna continue here. I was gonna call on Eileen, but she hung up, or she's off the call now. So y'all, we put the link for the special offer in the chat box again. Take advantage of the special offer. The theme that I'm seeing, and Eileen, you're back. Why don't you unmute yourself
Hi,
and
Eileen.
get you on here? And you're still muted. There you go.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
You know, you talked a lot about rewriting, and it's funny because the energy now is so different in 24 that I've been writing this, I call it my book of destiny. This is in its third rewrite because the energy keeps changing. And I mean, you know that I wrote that trilogy that I was involved over 2 years with, and now this book is reflecting that, and I started rewriting it again in this new energy because it's so different. It's like, you know, catch it while you can because it's going to change. You know, and it's just it's so weird. And
The path is spiral, right?
yeah. So, you know, as I know I've told you, I have such a strong relationship with Mother Mary and with Yeshua. And I'm just wondering which guides you see me with. Or with me. I shouldn't say me with.
Well, you know that the Trinity you just mentioned. Let's go to a personal sister who walks with you. First of all, there's a sister who shows herself like a Native American young woman priestess, that of a lineage of the the earth, the plains, tribes, and definitely under the patterning, the line of the grandmothers, white buffalo woman, lineage, and she's right here with you, and she holds a dream catcher, and harmonics is one of the things she works with you on. She's a priestess of the white calf buffalo woman lineage, and she calls to that part of you. It's like she strums, like if you're a string instrument, like a long string instrument. I don't know what it is, but it's like a really long guitar. It's ancient instrument. She strums one of those with you, for you. So she's always with you in that dream work state of your creation of music. So she really wants to know you more deeply together. And so she's the one who says, tell her to come to the teepee temple and participate with me. Bring a pomegranate of offering and some stones, and create an altar for her, and then let her appear in the night with you to help you your inspirations.
I know that there's a Native American, I don't know if she's not Native American, but Buffy St. Marie, who's a singer. I was told I was linked with also.
This is your that could be this is a personal spirit guide. So
Okay.
go and have some union with her.
Definitely. Thank you.
Beautiful.
It's great to see you, Eileen. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Y'all, I keep seeing it, and I'll share it. Again, the link's in the special offer that get a session. But the theme and the questions, y'all, it's just been undeniable, and it's shown up in several ways. Show up as the dragon, show up as her, to tune into that essence that is you, that's coming alive. The remembrance of this gift that you are and the divinity that you bring through that gift. Pat, Donna, Carol, Eileen, all of y'all. It's like, I keep hearing, and as we're asking, who's my guide and who's in and what am I channeling and what's coming through, and it's you. It is the you that you're becoming, that you're channeling in, that you're connecting to through these guides who are demonstrating the capacity of your love, of your showing up, of your worth, of the grace that created you and has become you. It's just undeniable from this call, where we're all coming forward for ourselves and for each other. Is it too big? No, it's you.
It feels so much better.
It's you. It's like we can't be in those straitjackets anymore. That's the suffering, the illusion that we can't be free from the covenants that have restricted us. What were you going to say, Suzanne?
You all have done the work. You've walked the path of in the pain, and there will be others, but you deserve to walk as your true light. And again, going back to that, if you like that visual, I keep seeing it. What I see as source code, like the inside of the ring, it is your script. There's a script for you that you carry out when you let that guide you, like sit in meditation in the morning and reactivate that. It does. She's your soul. She does it for you. That's what I'm learning. Follow her, like her. That's me. It's also her. It's so big. It's all of it. And it's a fun mystery, I think, that's more and more fun to get to know. And I feel it. I start to feel my soul and my body in a whole new way. Like, what? Mm.
So powerful what's coming through, y'all. So beautiful what's coming through. Amazing. Suzanne, thank you for the journey that you've embarked on and for choosing to open your heart during each step of the way. And it's quite the story. It's been quite the challenge, and it's easily you could have shrunk and shriveled and said no and protected yourself from the potential of those things again. But you've chosen a path in which to connect to that love, to that divinity, to that communication from grace. You have chosen to ask for that assistance, and in that asking you have received, and in your receiving you can't help but to share with others. So thank you for your devotion to that, from giving from your overflow, and for gifting us with these readings and these transmissions on today's call. It's been wonderful having you.
It is my honor. Thank you. Thank you for that, and thank you for holding space for all of us as you do. And I know everyone is touched because you opened your heart. And it's been a long journey for me to learn how to do that, but I dare say I did it in a new way.
Long, fruitful journey to get here. Yes. I love you. Thank you for being here. I love all of y'all. It's amazing to see and feel y'all, all of y'all here on the live call, on the replay. I look forward to connecting with you again. Until then, have a blessed time until we see each other again.
And
Bye,
thank
y'all.
you, all the beloveds with us. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, John.